Tiny Robots Recharged is a puzzle game currently free from Prime Gaming until the 31st of December 2024. So, no need to rush into this one. You can even make it a Christmas present to yourself if you want. This game really reminds me of Doors Paradox that both Prime and Epic have given away in the past. Tiny Robots is a 3D puzzle game where you're presented with a rotatable 3D scene and have to figure out how to get a door open to the next level. You interact with objects by clicking on an area of the screen and the game will zoom you in, then you can pick up items and put them into your inventory or drag items from your inventory onto an object in order to solve a puzzle. The graphics have a very specific style which is similar to Doors Paradox. They're clear, but they're not especially detailed. I think deliberately so, to make sure the items you need to interact with actually stand out. It don't look pretty, but it does look good. There's a lot of really crunchy sound effects that don't really make up for the lack of background music. I say put some music or a podcast on while you play this, because you won't be missing out on much. Talking of something that you wouldn't miss, there's a story in this one. You're a robot trying to get your 3 robot friends back from an evil robot, who says he's evil, that wants to experiment on them. That's the story, it's that simple. And it honestly doesn't impact the gameplay, which is fine. I mean, puzzle games don't really need a story. What they need is puzzles, and that's what you get. Each of the 49 levels follows the same framework, the exact same framework. Each one contains 3 power cells, which give you extra time on the level. If you run out of battery power, you'll need to restart the level. The more time you have left when you've completed the level, the higher your star rating. Up to 3 stars. Pretty standard. Also on each level is a just straight up puzzle, accessed via an in-game terminal, which is not really connected to the theme of the level. It'll be one of 11 styles of puzzle. And honestly, certainly in the beginning, some of them are ridiculously easy. Some get a bit more challenging as you progress. And they're all available to replay once you've finished the game, from a different option on the main menu. Though I don't really know why you'd want to. So many of them don't really pose a challenge that I don't know why you'd feel like you wanted to revisit that. And that's me saying it, and I'm definitely mid at these kind of puzzle games. Also, since there's only 11 styles of puzzles and 49 levels, you do play each type of puzzle multiple times. And even though the difficulty does ramp up a little bit, that repetition is a bit of a problem. The last part of the structure of every level is the object interaction, which is kind of the main part really. It is important to remember that your interaction goes beyond just using items. You can lift up objects like hatches, or you can open shutters by dragging them apart with your mouse. And that's required on most levels. For example, fitting a wheel to a valve isn't enough to solve a puzzle most of the time. You probably need to spin it too. I actually like that intuitive feel of the scenes that these interactions give you. And it kind of makes you feel a little bit more connected as well when the animations are triggered after solving some puzzles. Some of these solutions were satisfying, kind of imaginative and well thought out. But there's also a fair few that I found really straightforward, too much so. I breezed through quite a lot of the early levels on 3 stars, and so I decided I was going to commit to replaying any levels until I got 3 stars on every single one of them. As a result, the game took me just under 3 hours. I might just be used to the type of puzzles, but I was a bit disappointed with the lack of challenge that Tiny Robots Recharged provided. It's definitely on the easy side as far as I'm concerned. Just a quick note for those that have trouble with reaction-based puzzles. There is one that's very tight on the timing, but fortunately there is a skip puzzle option if you need it. If you get stuck with the general object interaction part of the puzzling, there's also a hint function that, I'll be honest, I never used, which is a sign of how relatively easy this game is. For some reason, there's a separate game included, which you can get from the main menu, which is a version of Frogger. It's randomly generated every time, so you can't learn the best route. You have to go for as many hops as possible, avoiding all of the things that are going to smash you to pieces. Also, if you hang around too long waiting, it's also game over. I can't tell you why this is here. It's a kind of decent version of the game that kept me occupied for like 15 minutes. I mean, it's only Frogger, but it's a timing based game set within a puzzle game, so I don't know that they really fit together. It's there if you want to play it though. Tiny Robots is a well-made 3D puzzle game that isn't likely to challenge most puzzle fans, with repetitive elements that bring the experience down a little. I still enjoyed it, but equally was disappointed at how quickly I breezed through all 49 levels. I guess that's less of an issue when you've got a free game, so I'll give it a mild recommendation to puzzle fans, as there's just enough satisfaction in solving some of the puzzles to make it worth downloading. If I had to pay for it, I don't think I'd be that happy with how short it was. Okay, time for me to recharge. I'm off. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.